The hills of Bethlehem echoed with a simple melody. A young shepherd boy David watched over his flock. He was small in stature but big in spirit. David spent his days under the vast sky. He learned the rhythms of nature. He sang songs of praise to God. Little did he know, destiny had grand plans for him. David was the youngest of 8 sons. He was a shepherd, a humble beginning. But David was no ordinary shepherd. He was brave. He was strong. He was also a gifted musician. He played his harp and felt the presence of God. David's days were filled with simple tasks. He guarded his sheep from predators. He led them to green pastures. He protected them from harm. This responsibility taught him courage and leadership. Little did he know, these traits would serve him well in the future. Even though his life was quiet, David dreamed big dreams. He trusted in God's plan. He knew his life had a purpose. He felt it in his heart. He heard it in the wind that swept across the hills. He was ready to answer when his time came. Word spread through Israel. A giant named Goliath taunted the Israelite army. Goliath was a fearsome warrior. He stood over 9 feet tall. He wore heavy armor and carried deadly weapons. He challenged anyone to fight him. No one dared to answer his challenge. Fear paralyzed the bravest of soldiers. David heard about Goliath's defiance. He was outraged. He couldn't bear to see his people cower in fear. He volunteered to fight Goliath himself. People scoffed. How could a mere shepherd boy face a giant? David's faith was unshakable. He knew God was with him. David faced Goliath with his sling and a few stones. He didn't wear heavy armor. He didn't carry a sword or a spear. He had something far more potent, unwavering faith. With a swift motion he launched a stone from his sling. It hit Goliath squarely in the forehead. The giant fell to the ground, defeated. David's victory was improbable but inspiring. He faced his fears. He trusted in God. He showed that courage and faith can overcome even the most formidable obstacles. David became a hero. He was a symbol of hope for the Israelites. His victory over Goliath was a testament to the power of faith. David's courage and his victory over Goliath made him famous. He became a favorite of King Saul. He earned the respect of the people. But success bred envy. King Saul saw David as a threat. He feared David's growing popularity. Saul tried to eliminate David. He plotted against him. He chased him into the wilderness. He even tried to kill him. David was forced to live as a fugitive. He wandered the land, seeking refuge from Saul's wrath. He never lost faith. He remained loyal to God and to his people. Through these trials, David's character was tested and refined. He learned patience. He developed strategic skills. He became a seasoned leader. Even when pursued by Saul, David had opportunities to kill his tormentor. He refused. He wouldn't raise his hand against the Lord's anointed king. David's years as a fugitive were difficult. They were also a period of immense growth. His leadership skills blossomed. He learned to rely on his own instincts and on the guidance of God. He emerged from this crucible stronger, wiser, and ready to lead his people. After Saul's death, David was crowned king of Israel. He was a natural leader. He united the tribes of Israel. He expanded the kingdom through strategic victories. He made Jerusalem his capital city, a beacon of faith and culture. David was a warrior king, but he was also a man of peace. He longed to establish a lasting peace in the land. He understood that true strength lay not just in military might but also in justice, compassion, and righteousness. He ruled with wisdom and understanding. He sought to serve his people and honor God in all he did. He established a system of justice. He promoted fairness and equality. He built a strong economy. He fostered trade and prosperity. Under his rule, Israel flourished. It became a powerful and respected kingdom. David's reign wasn't without its challenges. He faced internal conflicts and external threats. He made mistakes. He experienced personal tragedies. Through it all, he never lost sight of his responsibility to his people or to God. He remained a beacon of strength, wisdom, and faith. Section 5, Psalms of Triumph. David was a man of deep faith. His relationship with God was central to his life. He poured out his heart to God in psalms. These songs of praise, lament, and thanksgiving are still read and cherished today. They offer comfort, inspiration, and a glimpse into the soul of a king. David's psalms are filled with raw emotion. They speak of joy and sorrow, victory and defeat, faith and doubt. They reflect the full spectrum of human experience. In his psalms, David doesn't shy away from difficult emotions. He lays bare his soul before God. One psalm might be a triumphant song of victory, another might be a lament filled with sorrow and despair. Yet through it all, there is an unshakable faith in God's goodness and mercy. David's psalms remind us that it's okay to be vulnerable before God. David's psalms are more than just religious poetry, they are a testament to the power of faith. They remind us to turn to God in times of joy and sorrow, in times of strength and weakness. They teach us to find solace in God's presence and to praise Him no matter what life throws our way. Section 6. Trials and Temptations. David's life was not without its shadows. He faced personal failures and tragedies that tested his faith and his resolve. He made mistakes, some with devastating consequences. The story of David's affair with Bathsheba and his subsequent attempt to cover up his actions is a stark reminder that even the greatest of leaders are human and capable of grave sins. David's story is a reminder that even the most righteous among us are capable of falling. He allowed his desires to cloud his judgment. He abused his power. He brought pain and suffering to others. However, what sets David apart is his response to his sin. When confronted with his wrongdoing, David didn't make excuses, he didn't try to shift the blame, he owned his mistakes, he repented of his sins, he accepted the consequences of his actions, he sought forgiveness from God. David's story is a powerful reminder that there is redemption even in the face of our greatest failures. His willingness to admit his faults, to seek forgiveness, and to learn from his mistakes is a testament to his character and his enduring faith. Section 7. A Kingdom Divided. As David grew older, his family was torn by internal strife. His sons plotted against each other, vying for power. The once united kingdom was threatened by division and rebellion. David's heart ached as he witnessed the consequences of his family's discord. He had fought hard to build a strong and united kingdom. Now, he saw it teetering on the brink of collapse. David's son, Absalom, led a rebellion against him. David was forced to flee Jerusalem. He was betrayed by those he trusted. He faced the very real possibility of losing everything he had worked for. Despite the turmoil, David never lost his faith in God. Even in his darkest hour, David continued to trust in God's plan. He refused to give in to despair. He believed that even in the midst of suffering, God was with him. David's story is a reminder that even when we face trials and tribulations, we are not alone. David's reign ended with a mixture of triumph and tragedy. He successfully quelled the rebellion and secured his throne, but he also experienced the devastating loss of his son, Absalom. David's later years were marked by both sorrow and wisdom. Section 8. Legacy in Stone and Song. David died an old man, his reign leaving an indelible mark on the history of Israel. He is remembered as a great warrior, a wise ruler, a gifted musician, and a man after God's own heart. He expanded the kingdom of Israel, established Jerusalem as its capital, and laid the foundation for a golden age under his son, Solomon. David's story continues to inspire people around the world. He is a testament to the power of faith, courage, and resilience. His psalms are read and sung in churches and synagogues. They offer comfort, guidance, and a connection to the divine. The Star of David, a symbol of David's lineage and his connection to God, is a powerful reminder of his enduring legacy. It is a symbol of hope and faith for people of many different backgrounds. David's story reminds us that even from humble beginnings, greatness can emerge. David's life is a testament to the power of faith to overcome adversity, of courage to face giants, and of the importance of seeking forgiveness and striving for righteousness. His story continues to resonate thousands of years after his reign, a testament to the enduring power of faith, leadership, and the human spirit. Section 9. The Shepherd King's Echo. From the hills of Bethlehem to the throne of Israel, David's journey was one of extraordinary transformation. He was a shepherd who became a king, a musician who found his voice in prayer, a warrior who knew the true meaning of peace. David's story is a reflection of our own. We all face giants in our lives. We all experience moments of doubt and despair. We all make mistakes and struggle to overcome our failings. David's story tells us that it's possible to rise above our circumstances. David's legacy is a beacon of hope, reminding us that even in the face of adversity, faith, courage, and resilience can light our way. His life, with all its complexities and contradictions, serves as an enduring testament to the human capacity for greatness and the boundless potential that resides within us all.